name of it is Talking Southern.
All right.
But don't lend it to anybody. I took my copy out to California, loaned it to a friend who loaned it to a friend, and so forth, and I never saw it again.
And they're now saying, let's hang 10 y'all.
Yeah, that's right. And you don't say goodbye here. You say, y'all come.
Y'all come.
Bring the kids. Stay till midnight.
Come see us.
Yeah?
And I think one other one when you're about to leave is, oh, you don't have to run.
Yeah, I must run.
Don't run off. You know.
Right here in the heat of the day.
Yeah, don't run off. Take your car.
Well, it's good to talk to you, Ted. Come back to see us.
All right. Thinking, where are you calling from again?
I'm calling from right here in Atlanta.
We're glad,
okay.
Glad to have you, my friend.
Thank you.
Take care of yourself.
Uh-huh.
Let's talk to Mack in Griffin. Hi, Mack.
Good morning, Ludlow.
Good morning, partner.
You doing all right?
Doing good.
Eating lots of them dyed Hershey bars.
Oh, yeah. Spitting out the almond.
He needs to learn that Jordan is Jordan.
Jordan instead of Jordan.
Yeah.
All right.
It's in the Bible, that the River Jordan.
The River Jordan.
That's
the River
right.
Jordan, yes.
And another expression he needs to learn is the lights are on, but nobody's home.
Yes,
When you're talking to those Californians, that's often applicable.
that's right. Yeah, that's right. I know. They're talking to one of those dudes out there.
You have a good day, Ludlow.
Okay, take care of yourself, Mack.
Thanks for calling.
Let's talk to Joy. Joy, you're on with the one and only Ted Koppel. Hi, Joy.
I wanted to tell you about an experience. I'm from Kansas originally.
Right.
And now I don't know Dorothy or the Wiz or Toto. I do know the tornado, though.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah. And when I first came to Georgia, my dad remarried to a Southern lady.
Mm-hmm.
And one time she sent me to the grocery store to get loaf bread and sweet milk.
Yeah.
And I spent about 2 hours in that store looking for something that said loaf bread and something that said sweet milk.
Oh, my God.
But how old were you?
How old am I now?
How old were you then?
Oh, it was about 15 years ago. So I was about 20-something.
All right. Well, I'm glad you found the sweet milk.
I did. And there's a lot of things I'm still learning, but both of my parents were from Missouri Ozarks.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the Southern talk we did anyway. We all said,
Yeah.
y'all come,
Yeah.
and all that stuff. So a lot of it wasn't foreign to me when I first came, but
Right.
I'm learning. I had to learn Coke.
Well, one thing I've noticed is some people say Missouri,
Uh-huh.
but it ends with an I,
Uh-huh.
and some people say Miami,
Miami. Uh-huh.
which ends with an I. So that's something, but I don't hear a lot of people saying Miami.
Yeah, I hear a lot of people saying misery instead of Missouri, too.
I see.
You hear a lot of people saying misery from Missouri?
And no, they not the people from Missouri, but I've heard people around saying misery instead of Missouri.
Wow.
Well, stay away from those folks because they couldn't get out of a shower of rain.
Okay, thank you very much.
Always a pleasure. Call us again.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Listen, I want to tell you about something that you need to have in your house. Yes, sir. You know what I'm fixing to tell you about, the allergy-free permanent electrostatic air filter. Let me tell you what Mike Teskey writes and says. Mike says, my sinus problems are not cured, but now my home is like a haven. I know I can feel better when I'm there. And the reason Mike knows that, because Mike has the permanent electrostatic air filter right in his house. To answer your questions, hear your comments, and get better acquainted with you. He's about to become a new Southerner. Let's talk to TJ in Morganton. Hi, TJ.
Hello, how are y'all?
We're fine. TJ, where's Morganton?
It's in Fannin County.
Okay.
It's near Epworth.
All right, then I know right where you're talking about. Good to have you with us.
Good to talk to you.
Yeah.
I have a question for Ted.
Yes.
I'm going to spell a name, and I want you to pronounce it the way you pronounce it. M-A-R-Y.
That certainly is Mary.
That's not...
But I think what you're wanting me to say is, I'll really have to do some acting on this one. Mary.
That's right. That's the way people around here say it, and that's like Sarah is not Sarah, it's Sarah.
Sarah.
Mm-hmm. Sarah.
How do you pronounce M-A-R-Y?
Mary.
Mary, okay.
I don't talk like some of the people around here. And that's like, I wanted to ask you...
But I do notice you still retain just a touch of your southern accent, Mary.
Uh-huh.
Mary, you're not, you maybe don't talk like everyone around here, but you're not from Jersey either.
No, not quite. I wanted to also ask you, what do you think about these names that they're both female and male are named, like Bobby Joe and things like that, or Billy Joe?
Well, it's definitely a southern thing, although I don't think it's negative. If that's the way someone wants to, refer to their children as Bobby Joe or Billy Ray or something like that, I think it wouldn't fit with me, like Ted Bob Koppel. I don't think that would fit too well, but...
How do you feel about it, Mary?
Me?
Yeah.
My name's not Mary.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're TJ.
Right.
Excuse me. I wrote Mary down, and that's what I was looking at.
Uh-huh. Well, I'm not exactly against it because I have one of those really weird names, so that's why I go by my initials.
TJ, Teresa Jane?
No. Would you like for me to tell you?
Sure, yeah.
It's Tommy Jane.
Tommy Jane.
Uh-huh. I'm named after my father.
You spell it with an I-E?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of those different names. That's why I wanted to ask his opinion.
Yeah. Just call me TK from now on.
Okay.
If that'll make you feel better.
Okay. But that was all my questions.
Very good. And I think TJ's kind of cute.
Well, it's a lot easier than Tommy Jane.
Yeah, but it's I know you're a little embarrassed by Tommy Jane, but I think TJ's kind of cute.
Okay, thank you.
You take care of your sweet stuff. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, we could do an entire show on that because the names are different in the South.
They certainly are.
Do you realize, as I was writing a chapter in this book, and it's telling what awful drivers Northerners are as a group. I realize there's some good Northern drivers, but as a group, they're pretty bad, and they take great delight in saying, particularly during an ice storm, you people just don't know how to drive on the ice. But you see, a couple things. Starts me off wrong. When they call me you people, my first thought is, I ain't you people. You are you people.
That's right.
I learned how to drive, like most other Southerners, in red mud. And I know that I can drive. If Admiral Byrd had been a Southerner, he'd have drove to the North Pole.
That's exactly right.
Saved all the wear and tear on them dogs.
Well, I'll tell you something. This is where I know I belong in the South because I've heard that argument from Northerners. I have some friends from Pennsylvania and from New Jersey. And first of all, they're comparing apples and oranges. We drive on ice, or at least when I'm in the South, drive on ice. Up north, it's snow.
Yeah.
And when you're going down a hill and whatever condensation has fallen on that street overnight and it freezes up, I don't care if you've lived in New York all your life, you're going to slide. And I take no greater pleasure than to go into Atlanta during my many visits here and see cars in ditches with those northern tags. I'm Ted Koppel.
Yeah, Ted, you're a Southerner at heart. 1-800-572-8255. More conversation right after this. Hi, this is Ludlow Porch. We got a strange situation in my family. You see, my Uncle Boswell loves Connect ice cream so much that he insists on having all 15 fun flavors at least once a day. Now, I'm the first to admit that my Uncle Boswell is about a half bubble out of plum, but say what you will, the man knows his ice cream. Did I ever tell you about the time his grocer suggested he buy a brand of ice cream other than Connect? Uncle Boswell bit him on his right calf. cause quite a stir in the express lane, but he did get his Canette ice cream. Now, I don't suggest for a minute that you do like Uncle Boswell, but it would be a good idea to politely ask your grocer for delicious, creamy Canette ice cream, and I need for you to do that by 3 o'clock tomorrow. It comes in its own container, and it's my Uncle Boswell's very, very favorite. Someday, they're going to drop a net over that old man.
That's the sound of products being manufactured, packaged, and shipped. When production stops, everybody gets hurt. The employee, the company, the economy. Long-term illness not only causes the employee debilitating pain and suffering, it also hurts in the pocketbook. That's why employees and employers are being shortchanged if chiropractic has not been included in their health insurance. Even scientific studies done by medical sources comparing chiropractic care of the back and neck show that doctors of chiropractic relieve chronic and severe pain in half the time it takes medical physicians. That should tell you why so many people with health problems and employers with cost concerns are choosing doctors of chiropractic for their health care needs.
This has been a public service message from the Georgia Chiropractic Association.
This is Ludlow Porch reminding you that you can call me at 897-7353. That's 897-7353. Right here at WGUN 1010 in Atlanta. Well, here we are. Ludlow Porch and the very famous, very talented Ted Koppel here to answer your questions and guide you through the maze of journalistic double talk.
Well, Luddy, I know this is a learning experience for you, and it is for me, too. We kind of trade off on our expertise here. I'm being a national person, and you, well, you're national, too. You speak all over the place and everything. But, you know, but I wanted to throw this in. This, would you hand me this?
Yeah. Will you hand you a piece of paper?
Yes, hand me this.
Hand it to you?
Hand it to me.
Okay.
This just handed me from the wires of ABC News. This is an update. The man who had the operation that put the kidney of a baboon in him is doing fine. Doctors say he is resting comfortably about halfway up a large oak tree. And we'll have details as they become available. Thank you very much. I am Ted Koppel.
When you started into that, I thought you were going to do something insensitive, and you didn't disappoint me, did you?
That's right, because I'm Ted Koppel.
1-800-572-8255. Here he is, Bum Brown. Hello, Bum.
Hi, Ludlow.
You on with Ted?
I know. I wanted to ask him about something, and you too.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Well, we had an open house at the Concealed Crevasse Nudist Colony about 2 weeks ago on a weekend. Y'all didn't make it. And I was just wondering with that Nightline guy, Theodore Koppel, is he interested in come up and doing? I'll show him. He does everything on the ice holder and all them furners, you know. I'd like him to come up and do a whole program on nudism.
That would be interesting, especially, I guess, with the camera angles.
Well, I tell you what, now you talk about Southernism's old Bridget was playing a little game of volleyball at the Concealed Crevasse Nudist Colony the other day. You know what she done said after that game there, that confrontation? She said, "I'm so tired, I feel like I earned all day." Now, that's what she said, Ted.
That sounds right Southern.
That is right Southern. Now, up here near the Concealed Crevasse Nudist Colony, where I is, there's a place called Dawsonville. Now, you would know about that, but it's a really charming place, and I kind of hang out at the pool room there, you know. Now, let me...
I know they're thrilled to death. I know how welcome you'd be at the Dawsonville pool room, Bob.
There's one little girl likes it, Lud. Shut up.
Really?
Yeah, I tell you what.
Oh, yeah.
My goodness, I may convert her Oh, my goodness gracious. Bridget ain't going to like it worth a dingle, but hey, this, got to have people there to support my habit. But anyway, what they do in Dawson County is they take words and they pronounce them like war and thar and bar. They kind of switch them around a little bit. It's right charming of them. But the men all do that. Just a little colony of them doing all that kind of words like that.
Like what?
Oh, you don't find anything particularly different about that, Ludlow?
No.
Well, up there, where a burr is, it has some her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Now I'm with you.
Now even you, Ludlow, don't talk that funny like me,
Well, I got to go, big boy.
Okay, now listen, y'all take good care and come up and see us sometime.
I promise you, before you know it, we'll be there naked as two hammer handles.
Well, and I tell you what, come up and see my veggies and my flowers and help me weed some here.
All right, take care of yourself.
Bye.
Bye-bye. 1-800-572-8255. Let's talk quickly to Bob in Americus. Bob, welcome to the show. How you doing?
I'm fine.
Good.
I was listening to where y'all were doing the pronunciations.
Yes.
And there's a county in Georgia. I don't know if y'all are familiar with it. I think it's spelled Tallifero. And I was wondering if you knew how it's pronounced.
You talking about Talifer County, Taliaferro?
Yeah. I've always thought that was strange.
Well, normally when you find that happening, I don't know about in this case, like in Houston County, which sounds like Houston. Because it was named after a man who pronounced his name Houston rather than Houston. That's normally the case you get. Or unless you get up into Lafayette, Georgia, where in Lafayette, Georgia, they've got Lafayette Square, which I was always had a little trouble with.
Well, I've always thought that was strange, and never have understood how they got that out of that.
Well, I'm not sure I could tell you. I'm not sure anybody could. I think it just started that way and never changed.
Yeah. Well, it's good talking to you.
Bob, you come see us when you can.
Okay.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
1-800-572-8255. Listen, you've got just about 30 more minutes for Ted Koppel to receive the words of wisdom from you, or for you to receive from words of wisdom from Ted. So jump in here and join us. Here's the way you do that, no matter where you are in the Southeast, in the United States, as a matter of fact. It's 1-800-572-8255 or 1-800-572-TALK. Ted will be with us about 30 more minutes, and then a big white Lincoln limousine, and you should see this thing, pulls up outside, and the man jumps out and says, "Did you have a nice show, Mr. Koppel?"
And then he opens the door for me.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And I always demand that when I get close enough to the limousine, within 3 or 4 feet, that I can feel the gust of cold air from the air conditioner in the car hit me.
You are spoiled, but you know that.
But I deserve it.
Yeah, so no question about it. No
I'm Ted Koppel.
That's all that counts. We're going to get right back to our phones, but first we've got to take care of some business and remind you that you can reach.
Immediately to your dentist within 30 minutes if you can. If you follow these steps, there's a good chance your tooth could be saved. A message from your local dental society and the American Dental Association.
Honey, I bought a gift for the baby.
Harold, we don't have a baby.
It's a U.S. savings bond.
Harold, I'm not even pregnant.
I know, but someday we'll have children, and it's never too early to start planning for our family.
But, Harold, there's so many other things we'll need.
Savings bonds will help us save for our son's future.
Son?
Yeah. Savings bonds can be tax-free for education, and the value will more than double by the time Harold Jr. is ready for his first year at Harvard.
Harvard?
Start planning for your child's future. Call 1-800-US-BONDS today.
I'm going to buy another bond.
For what?
Medical school, of course.
Of course.
Hi, I'm Michael Pritchard, wide receiver for the Atlanta Falcons.
And I'm Tim Green, defensive end for the Falcons. You know, we have to hit the books and study our assignments, too, if we want to do our best out on the field every game.
Right now, this is what we've chosen to do. But we both realize the value of an education and received our diploma.
Whatever you choose to do, an education helps to lay the foundation for it. So hit those books, study your assignments, and don't give up when things get tough. Remember, stay in school and be a winner.
Hey, I'm Willard Scott. And you know, there are hundreds of lakes managed by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, and many swimming areas that are enjoyed by millions. Now, we all know that children love the water, and that's where I'm really concerned. Did you know that drowning is the second leading cause of children's death? Now, parents must constantly be alert to where their children are and what they're doing. Be wary of inner tubes and rafts that can capsize or lose air. Parents should see to it that their children learn how to swim and wear a life jacket. You know, it only takes the blink of an eye, a turned head, a moment of inattention, and a young child has drowned. Now, please, don't let a fun-filled outing be spoiled by not knowing where your children are at all times. Happy sounds are the ones that should be heard, not sounds of tragedy or hysteria.
The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Your safety, our concern.
Top-Up speakers, hope you'll get in the conversation. 897-7353 is our number. That's 897-7353 right here on WGUN 1010 in Atlanta. Ludlow Porch and Ted Koppel. Chatting with Mr. Koppel. Good chance, excellent chance, as a matter of fact, that he's going to move his show south. Is yet unannounced location, but we're trying to help him with a little bit about the culture, the conversation, what he can expect to find. And I must say that I think deep in this man's heart, he's a Southerner.
That number, by the way, is 1-800-PRAISE-TED. And if you would like to talk with me, Ted Koppel, just please feel free to do so. Lonnie, did you have something? I was going to mention something, but I didn't know.
Well, all I wanted to say was that we've been talking about names, but it will need for you. You don't really have to have a relative with this, but you should lie about it. You should often refer to a relative with the name of an animal, and people will assume you're a native Southerner.
That's right.
Buck, snake, rat.
Well, I was talking to my cousin, Skeeter Koppel, the other day.
Very good.
And
very good.
He told me that our cousin of ours, Possum Koppel, was interested in getting into news, but I told him I didn't think that had much of a network ring to it. From ABC News Nightline, this is Possum Koppel.
I don't think so.
I don't think that would work out too well.
Some things do and some things don't. But I had a funny thing that happened. You want to hear funny things?
I sure do.
That's what you came for.
That's exactly right.
I did a show the other day about nicknames. And the following day, or following 2 days, my friend came to my house to tell me about a nickname of his sister-in-law or a girl that his brother knew or something. Her nickname, and everybody called her this.
Oh, my goodness.
Was dog breath.
Oh, Lord. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Knocks me out. Let's go to Rome, Georgia, and talk to Jim. Jim, you're on with Ted Koppel. How you doing?
Fine, Ludlow. How are you today?
I'm great, buddy.
Hi, Jim.
Hey, Ted. How are you?
Fine. And you?
Fine, thank you. Ted, there's one other thing. When you do your newscast, you're going to have to gain the trust of us Southern people so that we can put a lot of stock in it.
All right. Any suggestions or any expansion of that thought there?
No, just gain our trust, and we'll put stock in what you got to say.
All right.
Well, I certainly will.
Now, Ludlow, there's another breakfast food. Ted seems to have mastered the grits with a dab of cow butter.
Ted can hide some grits, let me tell you.
But there's another good Southern breakfast food he's got to learn to eat. I can remember my grandfather doing it 1,000 times. You talked a couple of weeks ago about people saucering their coffee.
Uh-huh.
You got to put your biscuit down in that, it becomes soaky, and you eat that.
Lord,
very good if you put about 4 teaspoons of sugar in it.
I hadn't thought about that in years.
It becomes what now?
It becomes soaky.
Soaky. All right.
You take care of yourself.
I'll do that.
Good to talk to you.
Good to talk to you.
Bye-bye. Here she is. One of our lovely Southern belles, Roxanne. Roxanne, you're on with the Koppelmeister.
Good morning, Luddy. Good morning, Mr. Koppel.
Good morning, Roxanne.
How you doing?
I had the pleasure of
speaking with you before, and I am very excited.
Well, as well you should be.
Of course.
As well you should be.
Before I get into Southern, I would like to ask you, were you in Spain by any chance for the running of the bulls?
No, I was in America for the running of the elections.
Okay.
And he's in Atlanta for the throwing of the bull.
That's right.
I knew you'd get something out of that.
I'll shoot some bull if you let me.
I thought I left an opening for someone to jump right in there.
I'm sorry.
What I'd like to know, Mr. Koppel, is how are you feeling about our Southern cuisine?
Well, so far, I think it's great because this morning Luddy and I were sitting there at the table, and I got through with my biscuit. Well, I was through with my grits with the gravy on it.
Now, do you like the grits?
I certainly do, and I put gravy on it, and when I got through, I sopped that biscuit in that gravy.
Have you sopped any cornbread in green liquor?
In green liquor?
Green liquor.
Pot liquor.
Hot liquor.
No, I haven't done that.
Well, you have to do that. You have to show him about that, Luddy.
I will. We'll have lunch.
You have to do that.
I'll slap him.
Yeah, you have to get him accustomed to all this Southern thing.
That's right.
And I think that Washington is sort of borderline, isn't it, Washington, D.C.?
You mean on whether or not it's on this planet or not?
Well, not only on the planet, but if it's north or is it south?
Definitely north. No question about it. Not even close.
And how about Indiana? Now, I have a sister-in-law and a brother-in-law in Indiana. Now, I have also a nephew who is in Indianapolis who speaks totally different from my sister-in-law in southern Indiana, who talks like somebody out of Mayberry, RFD.
Yeah.
Now, my nephew doesn't speak anything like her who is her son. So I don't know. These people in southern Indiana are strange. But the thing is, I do know that I saw a movie once where they had a regiment from Indiana, and they were all wearing blue.
Yes. Well,
I don't think anybody from Indiana would tell you they're Southerners.
Yes, they would.
Really?
Yeah. You had a caller already that told you they were Southerners.
He never said he was a Southerner.
Well,
he said that he was a Midwesterner. And if you look at a map,
Midwest is not in the South.
And Indiana's no place near the Midwest either.
They just want to disassociate themselves from those people around the New York area that tell us how to talk in the South, but yet when you're listening to them, they're talking through their nose.
Well, Mr. Koppel, it has been an absolute delight on my part.
By the way, Roxanne, I wanted to tell you something, an update on Yasser Arafat's plane crash.
Oh, really?
We've just learned at ABC that, you remember that plane crash from about 4 or 5 months ago?
Yes.
We just learned at ABC that his plane crashed, Yasser Arafat's plane crashed after he caught his turban in the prop. So. Interesting.
Luddy, I must tell you before I hang up that I am still in a snit from something I heard earlier on your show.
Okay.
Yes, my turban is in a tizzy, as it were. Really.
The turban is in a prop.
What did you hear?
The title of your upcoming book has really put my teeth on edge.
Oh, you know you like it, Roxanne.
No, I don't like that.
You enjoy the irreverence involved in that.
No, I don't like it.
I know you.
No.
But you wouldn't mind beating a dead horse.
No, but I know one thing I like that got beaten.
What's that?
Billy and Webb. Talk to you later.
Be sweet, I'll talk to you. Listen, I want to invite you on an autumn tour of Central Europe. October the 7th, won't you join my wife, Diane, and me for 2 fabulous weeks. Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. Eating a lot of good food, seeing a lot of interesting places, and meeting a lot of interesting folks. We're going to visit medieval cities, check out the fortress walls, charming shops, do a little shopping if you want to. Going to also see places like Vienna, Munich, Salzburg, Innsbruck, Swiss Alps. We're going to ride a cog rail to the top of a 6,000-foot mountain. Now, all of this and lots more, things like the Black Forest, tour of Munich, great things. All of this, $2,999 per person. That takes care of everything. Food, transportation. You're going to love this, I promise now. Fully escorted by a professional tour manager, also by full-time European guides. There's going to be no hassle. They're going to get us in and out of places, in and out of airports, in and out of bus stations, in and out of hotels with no hassle. Look after the luggage, and all you got to do is sit back, relax, and enjoy. 1-800-826-2266. You call that number for a free brochure, tell you all about it, then get ready, start to pack, because we're going to Europe. 1-800-826-2266.
This is Richie Havens for the American Red Cross.
Let's join our hands and join our hearts. Ooh, make a harmony out of all the parts. We're striking a chord, together moving toward a dream. Now is the time. Now is the time. For you to play your part. For you to play your part.
There are a lot of different parts to play in the American Red Cross. Call your local chapter and play your part. I'm Richie Havens, saying thanks.
Now is the time for you to play your part. Open your heart. Come on and play your part. Come on and play your
part. This is Ludlow Porch reminding you that you can pick up that phone and call me. Our local number is 897-7353. That's 897-7353, WGUN 1010 in Atlanta. Ludlow Porch and the legendary Ted Koppel waiting to hear from you. 1-800-572-8255 to Griffin, Georgia, and talk to Wild Bill. Hello, Wild Bill.
Hello, Luddy.
How you doing, pal?
Oh, great.
Good.
Glad to see that Ted is trying to learn some of this Southern terminology.
Yeah, it seems to be working.
Isn't it? I think so.
Hi there, good buddy.
How you doing, Ted?
Got your ears on, I see.
I got my ears on there, 10-4, good buddy.
You're not out putting the pedal to the metal, are you?
Hey, he really gets into this, Bill.
Ted, I had to give up my CB because of that. I couldn't learn all that terminology. It just didn't fit.
I know. I never really got into that either. I just said, leave it up to C.B. McCall or whatever his name was that came that song out.
There you go. I don't know whatever happened to all those fellas, but they're not around too much.
Well, I just kept giving news briefs over mine, and it just didn't seem to work. Got your ears on. This in from, northern Spain or something. It just didn't click.
Ted, I had one for you here. I'm glad to learn that, to know that you're learning these things. And, do you know what bar stool is?
A bar stool, yes.
Okay, well, explain that to me. Define that.
Hey, I watch Cheers like everybody else. A bar stool is a stool at the bar.
That is correct. But now, in some parts of the South, people will tell you that that's something that Davy Crockett stepped in.
Oh, that song, Davy Crockett, killed him a bear when he was only 3. I never could figure out if the bear was 3 or if Davy was 3.
Well, that's, yes, I understand that. I think it must have been Davy. He started young.
That's right.
But I am so proud of you to learn all these things, Ted, and looking forward to your newscast.
Nightline South. I'm looking forward to it.
Talk to you, Bill.
Take care, Lud. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Go to Rome, Georgia, and talk to Joan. Hi, Joan.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm fine.
Good.
I have a couple of comments.
Okie doke.
First of all, I teach school, and you should try to teach 4th graders how to talk proper English when you talk like I do.
Yeah, I understand.
Sometimes it's a real trip.
Yeah.
The other thing I want to say to Ted Koppel, I want to know if I'm the only person in the world that feels this way, but I read in the newspaper yesterday that Leona Helmsley's going to be let out to be at the hospital when her husband has surgery.
Yes, she already was.
And I just feel like that is the most, the worst miscarriage of justice in the world for that woman to be in prison. I think she paid her fines and she paid her penalties and she paid her taxes after she was caught, and there are millions of people who've been caught who paid their fines and penalties and didn't go to prison.
Yeah, they intended to make an example of her.
I know they do, and I think it's awful.
Well, I would tend to agree because she's rather old, and she after paying all the fines, I think putting her in prison might have been, although she was not exactly a Southern belle in terms of manners.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, that's the reason she's in jail, because she's pretty arrogant and people hate her.
But think of all the movie stars and rock pop singers and all who haven't paid their taxes.
Oh, I agree with
Go to prison.
I agree with you completely. They put her in prison much about her personality as they did anything else. I agree.
I think it's wrong.
It's sure it's wrong. Joan, you take care of your sweet self.
Thank you.
Call us again now. Bye-bye. Jennifer in Brunswick. Jennifer, how you doing, my friend?
Fine.
Good.
Okay, I'm going to spell my last name for you, and I want to see how you pronounce it.
Okay.
Muchison.
Say it again now.
Muchison.
Muchison.
Are you saying that's one word or much is own?
It's one word. All one word.
Murchison?
We're being trapped here, Ted. What? Jennifer, tell us.
Murchison.
Murchison.
Uh-huh.
Now, is that a name?
Yes.
Is that your name?
That's my last name.
Ah, okay. Murchison.
It's weird.
It's weird?
Very weird.
Why?
Because it's not like, let me see, Thomas or anything like that.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's just like, it's a Scandinavian name. You have the blood of the Vikings beating in your veins. Did you know that?
No.
You have a rich heritage of pillaging and killing and conquering. Murchison is a nice name.
Remember, though, it's unique, and it stands out. No one else has a name like yours, so there's not many Koppels around, nor should there be.
Suppose your last name was Porch.
Porch.
Porch, and like mine, and every day somebody who thought it was funny said, "Is that front porch or back porch?" Every day you hit at least one idiot who says,
he thinks they're the first one to ever come up with.
You've never heard that before.
Well, I'm short, so they call me Munchkin.
Munchkin? All right, well, you can be our Munchkin. You take care of yourself.
Okay.
I hope you'll listen, and I hope you'll call us often.
Okay.
Bye-bye, Jennifer.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, nice young lady.
Cute little voice there.
1-800-572-8255. Ludlow Porch, along with my very, very good acquaintance, Ted Koppel. Join us. Just live on, making obscene gestures and swoopy. I'm just kidding. You'll never do that. 1-800-572-8255. In Brunswick, Georgia, here's my man, Sam. Good morning, Sam.
Oh, how are y'all doing this morning?
Doing fine. Thank you, sir.
I have really been enjoying listening to Mr. Koppel work on his southern drawl, and he's starting to learn the long I fairly well. Kind of like I think I got something in my eye.
Right. He's coming. He's coming.
He's learning, but he's still doing a couple of things that just ain't southern.
Get out of here.
He's leaving. You're leaving the G's on the end of words.
Yeah,
running, and we're not running down here. We're running.
And you never use the G under any circumstance.
You're right, and don't use the R either. We don't drink water down here. We drink water.
Yeah.
Other than that, you coming along pretty good there, boy.
All right. Wait a minute now. You say I'm coming along all right?
Yeah, you coming along all right.
You're shucking me.
No, you're doing just fine.
You're just shucking me, Sam.
Well, you almost threw that G in there, so it's shucking.
You're shucking me.
There you go. You got
there
it.
we go.
Yeah, he done it grits. Well, he's doing great now.
Now, what we have to do, Sam, is get him down there to the Brunswick Stew Festival.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Or to that seafood festival.
Or down to Woodbine for the Crawfish Festival.
Oh,
That'd
yeah.
get him real good, too.
Any of that'll do. So when that happens, then we'll be there.
I'll tell you, we had us a pretty hairy political campaign. The primaries was yesterday, and we had a good old mud-slinging, fur-flying fight down here. It was a lot of fun to see.
Have you ever had anything that wasn't just that kind of election down there?
Not really, I don't think.
Yeah. Well,
I hadn't lived down in this area but about 4 years. I grew up in the North Georgia mountains, and there's usually a lot of fur flying, but there's usually a lot of voter apathy, and we set a record for the number of people that came out and voted in a primary yesterday.
you sling enough mud, it'll do the trick.
Oh, yeah. And the fur flying, that is a lot of fun to watch, too.
I'm glad you called. We'll see you soon.
Okay, y'all have a good time.
Take care,
All righty.
buddy.
Bye.
Well, let's talk to Mary in Rome, Georgia. Hello, Mary.
Yes,
What can we do for you?
I'm in Athens. I'm not in Rome.
You're not in Rome?
I'm in Athens, Georgia, down at WGAU.
I beg your pardon. I misread the computer.
How's
It's
that?
at Augusta.
Okay, I just want to say hello to you and Ted.
Well, aren't you kind?
I'm semi-retired from the radio station now
All right.
and enjoying every bit of it. And looking forward to seeing you at Jekyll for the GAB convention,
I'm planning to be there.
August the 31st. You're going to be there, aren't
Oh,
you?
yeah, we are.
We couldn't have one without you.
Well, bless your heart.
Just wanted to tell you, I'm always in my car, but I listen to you every day.
Well, we're always glad to hear from you. Tell everybody in Athens we said hello, and I'll see you at Jekyll toward the end of August.
Okie doke, friend.
You be sweet. Good to talk to you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, let's talk to Steve quickly here. Steve, how you doing, pal?
I'm doing great.
Good.
I'm doing great. Well, I just think it's an awful privilege to be sitting here talking to the man.
It's an awful privilege.
An awful privilege.
I think you're probably right.
Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. I can tell when I'm being jabbed. Steve.
No. That's a compliment in its truest form.
All right.
Absolutely. But I did want to know, a national opinion on a very important subject here in Georgia.
All right.
Last night, and I couldn't stay up late enough, the Braves won. And we're only half a game back, and it's important to know how you feel about it.
That's right.
Well, I feel like this Atlanta team is really it's unbelievable that they have won 10 straight. Cincinnati lost last night to the Cubs, finally lost to the Cubs, and I think other than the fact that the novelty's gone about Atlanta winning, it's still as exciting or even more exciting than last year at this time, because we're, or I say we, I guess I've already moved myself down here.
That's right.
It's good to see Atlanta in the hunt. I hope they go up there and win the World Series this year.
Well, I'm glad that it's a national opinion.
It is.
I'm going to take you into a baseball game soon as part of his education, and we're going to sit down there close to the field, and I'm going to teach him how to holler at the pitcher. Fog it by him, Leon.
There you go. Well, great talking to you.
Just call me Primetime Koppel.
Steve, take care of yourself.
Enjoyed it. Thank you.
All right, buddy.
Bye.
All right. Ted, we got to get out of here. We have enjoyed having you.
It's been a blast. More fun than a barrel of monkeys.
I like it. You're getting it.
I'm catching on.
And you will keep us posted from time to time as to what your plans are, when we might expect you on a regular basis, and of course continue to call because we love you.
Nightline South is on the way.
All right. We bid a fond farewell to Ted Koppel as we tell you that we have enjoyed being with you, and we hope you'll be right back with us in the morning for another amazing Thursday. And we'll have a big time no matter what we do. We might even talk some politics tomorrow. You can't tell. Whatever we do, we'll make sure it's fun. 9 o'clock in the morning, between 9 and then you do me a favor. Whatever else you do today, you find somebody to be nice to.
Did I tell you about the place called Do-Wah-Diddy? It ain't no town and it ain't no city. It's just awful small, but awful pretty will do-Wah-Diddy. Didn't come here to criticize. I'm not here to sympathize, but don't call me those no-good lies, because a lying gal I do despise. You love me like I love you, send me 50. PDQ, rose to red and violet to pink. I'm gonna get old 50, I don't think. She's got backbones and butter beans, ham, hocks, and turnip greens. You and me in New Orleans, and that's what I like about the South.
Serving Atlanta and all of the Southeast with gospel favorites, news, weather, and traffic with 50,000 watts. And we're proud of it. WGUN Atlanta.
Good afternoon. I'm Mark McKinnon in the AM-1010 WGUN News Center. With cloudy skies at 12 o'clock, we have 85 degrees. Atlanta area weather from the WGUN Weather Center calling for considerable clouds today with showers and thunderstorms likely. Locally heavy rainfall possible, high in the upper 80s. The head of the UN effort to destroy Iraq's major weapons programs says a team of inspectors has ended its effort to get inside an Iraqi government building, but only because of force. Rolf Akayas says the UN demand to allow inspectors into the Agriculture Ministry building in Baghdad still stands. The inspection team had held a vigil outside the building for more than 2 weeks, but Akayas says the inspectors left today in the face of increasingly threatening protests against them. Akayas says Iraq's refusal to allow the inspections amounts to a violation of a ceasefire that ended the Persian Gulf War. A UN official in Baghdad says the inspectors have returned to their hotel in Baghdad. Secretary of State James Baker is due in Cairo this morning for talks with Egypt's Hosni Mubarak. He's been welcomed by the Egyptian president a day after Mubarak met with Israel's new Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin. Baker is hoping to help jumpstart Mideast peace talks following last month's election of the more dovish Rabin. From Cairo, Baker is expected to return to Damascus for a meeting with another of the region's most influential leaders, Syrian President Hafez Assad. This may be Baker's last trip to the Mideast as the nation's top diplomat. A report in the New York Times says Baker will leave the State Department next month to head the president's re-election effort. If regulators and shareholders give the green light, British Airways and U.S. Air will form the world's largest airline alliance. British Airways says it will invest $750 million in the U.S. carrier. The British carrier would get a 21% voting stake in U.S. Air and 44% of the U.S. carrier's equity. The deal also would give British Airways one of the largest foreign stakes in a U.S. carrier. The agreement must be approved by officials in the U.S. and Britain and by shareholders in both companies. The Centers for Disease Control has come under fire at the AIDS conference in Amsterdam for not widely publicizing a strange outbreak that looks like AIDS. Reports of the new illness have rekindled an old debate about the definition of AIDS. The illness looks like AIDS and kills like AIDS, but isn't caused by any known form of the AIDS virus. Talk of the new illness has also raised questions about the safety of the U.S. blood supply. The illness doesn't appear to show up in current blood tests. American health officials move quickly to reassure people of the safety of blood transfusions. Dr. Jack Kevorkian says the state of Michigan is blazing a path in people's rights to decide to die if they are chronically ill. Kevorkian spoke at a news conference